Before we begin today's episode, I want you to know that everything you're about to see is 100% authentic and footage from Bethany's home sweet haunted home. This video is not sponsored by, nor has it been seen by the owner. And as you're about to see from the footage, we believe this home is incredibly haunted. But with that being said, we never once felt an evil presence or unwanted in the home. And I would encourage everyone to go to VRBO or Air BnB and consider renting out this home located just minutes away from downtown Jackson. If you like what you see in the video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It certainly helps our channel grow. With that being said, let's begin. Yep, that's me, sitting in the middle of this creepy closet in this haunted as VRBO. I bet you're wondering how I got myself in this situation. Well, it's because of these guys. But now that I think about it, I never told you how I know these guys. Let's start with Jason. I know him through medical school, but during periods in between our rigorous studies, we also found time for a little bit of mischief and mutual interest in the paranormal. This one, I know this babe through marriage, far before Jason came along. We got set up by her. Her name's Liz. She set Sarah and I up because we're the only two non-Mormon people she knew in Utah. Come to find out, she was right. Jamie and Annie, well, they both came through Sarah. Annie grew up with Sarah. Jamie worked with Sarah at a job a number of years ago, and they've been friends ever since. Well, this group of friends was sitting around late one night over cocktails and decided, hey, for my birthday, why don't we find a haunted VRBO to stay in? After a quick Google search and some planning, we found ourselves in the middle of Jackson, California, spending 3 days in a haunted VRBO. And that's how I got myself in this situation.
Is there a William in the house?
Oh, I'm smelling something. It's a little musty.
Is that someone in the closet with Chad?
It's in my own? Oh, there's strong smell. Oh, I've got goosebumps. It's very musty.
Is someone in
You're recording, right?
Yeah.
There was definitely a man talking out here. We are a group of investigators.
And I didn't even turn it on,
Skeptics.
FYI, and it's on again in the middle of nowhere.
Adventure seekers.
I want you.
And one that's a bit empathic.
I think that I'm too empathic, that the room was upset that we were ghost hunting.
Join us on our adventures of diagnosing the mysteries of the paranormal. Located about an hour from Sacramento, Jackson, California is home to Bethany's home sweet haunted home. Featured on numerous podcasts and social media posting, this vacation rental is home to several spirits. With our gear in hand, the DGH crew is ready to jump into the investigation. Let's begin.
Oh, that hallway's creepy.
Hold on. I feel like you're skipping a lot of important stuff. Prior to our time in Jackson, the crew, minus Jason, who was celebrating Chad's mom's birthday back home, flew into Northern California and then took a road trip to wine country. Healdsburg and Sonoma showed us a great time, with plenty of amazing food, drinks, and company. Sonoma has an incredible amount of paranormal activity, and the locals aren't afraid to discuss it. Just about everyone we ran into had a story. While visiting a historical home, Jamie and Annie even heard footsteps on the top floor of the otherwise empty building.
Those are footsteps.
We also had time to visit the beautiful cemetery and make a TikTok video. Although there were several haunted locations in Sonoma, none of them felt our YouTube channel was big enough to allow us to do an investigation. It feels like now would be a good time to ask you to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. After we departed wine country, we headed to the Sacramento airport to pick up Jason, and then took the hour drive to Jackson, California. Initially inhabited by Northern Sierra natives, Jackson was developed in 1848 after gold was discovered, and soon after, Kennedy and Argonaut gold mines were created. I've been told no less than 3,000 times that the Ghost Adventurers and Destination Fear, or is it Project Fear, recently investigated at the Kennedy mine. The mines are conveniently located near our final vacation spot, Bethany's home sweet haunted home. The owner, Elsie, is a highly intuitive empath and also an excellent host. She invested in the property in May 2021, but discovered the property was haunted after finalizing the purchase. She turned the home into a haunted vacation rental after long-term renters wouldn't stay longer than a week. With 4 bedrooms, 5 beds, 2 baths, 2 floors, and a well-equipped kitchen, it's located minutes from the historic Main Street. It's so close to Main Street that Jason can only get through a quarter of a can of Diet Coke before we got there. Not only a proud owner of a haunted home, Elsie is also an incredibly talented researcher. Her website has a full list of historical documents related to the home and its ghostly inhabitants, which is how we learn the home was thought to have been built in the 1870s. The second owner was Margaret, or Maggie, Guerra, who purchased the property for $450 in 1877, which is about $350,000 in today's money. Women typically didn't own property in the 1870s. It's likely that Maggie was running a brothel on the premises. Elsie reports that the home has 15 plus spirits, including Steve and William, both previous
I don't know
occupants.
if you want us to stay or go. Leave?
Did I just say your name?
And it contains a portal in the basement. I wonder why the portal to hell people haven't been checking this place out. Elsie is also an incredible host with great communication and a desire to make your stay the best possible. With that being said, let's begin.
After getting settled, the team heads into night one of the investigation. The camera that you see here is back in the solarium, pointed into what is known as the pink room. We are standing at the end of the very long hallway that you saw as we entered into the house. We have a couple other ghost detection items that will appear on the screen, one of which is a Ghost Tube SLS app, which we've used on previous investigations and use a structured light system to detect humanoid figures that we can't see with our naked eye. The second is a spirit box which scan radio frequencies, which are thought to be used by spirits to communicate with us.
Trying to get a little tiny figure on the SLS.
Alright, you guys see this?
Yeah,
Are you
I've been
recording?
watching it on and off this whole time, right?
You recording it, Jason? Okay, good.
Is this a little girl in the room with us? Chat like figure is changing, but holding like a figure. Like it's. Are you dancing? Are you having a good time?
I'm not sleeping here tonight. I'm not after looking at this.
I'm gonna. Do you guys feel okay with I put that paralamp in that hallway?
Okay.
See if it'll light it up.
That was weird. It's about
Yeah.
the same size
Yeah.
figure moving.
Like right here, right?
Yeah.
On and off. And at first I thought it was me napping him, and I couldn't tell. Yeah. Nope.
It's like it doesn't want to be there when you're out there. Come back here and let's see if it.
Yeah.
There it's. And this wasn't really picking up you because you were in the. Somewhat in the shadows, but.
Okay, this is the Ghost Tube spirit box. We already
You
have
can use that light to power your dance if you want.
in the pink room. We're about 10 minutes in. Alright, if there's someone here, you can speak through this device and we'll be able to hear you.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Joe, I just got the chills.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. It's incredible.
Dude.
Let's get it to interact with one of these. Can you see us here? Can you tell us your name, whoever's dancing here in this hallway or walking around the hallway? What's your name?
Oh my gosh.
We know you're back here. We appreciate you coming back to us. Can you tell us your name, though? We know that there's been a Fred, or a Frank, Steve.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Chad.
It's tall.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Who are you? Who is this man? Can you tell us your name, please? Or tell us your business in this building?
It's almost that smaller figure now.
Yeah.
Why are you here? Who are you here to see?
The activity begins to wind down, and given our last-minute change in sleeping arrangements, we begin to pack up for night 1 and get ready for night 2. We begin day 2 with the daytime investigation. While the girls are just minutes away shopping in downtown Main Street, Jason and I decide to try a couple of Estee sessions. Now, keep in mind that both Jason and myself were listening to the Spirit Box for over 20 minutes. And while we capture some things here that will prove to be very relevant in our investigation, keep in mind that a majority of the time, we're not hearing much of anything at all. With that being said, carefully pay attention to the words that we hear from the spirits through the Spirit Box.
To have this rented. So we're going to be staying here the next couple of nights. A show? Inspector. Elsie's coming here tonight to help us communicate with you. How do you feel about that? Activities. We want activities here. And that's why Elsie's coming over. Sir. Who am I speaking with? Elsie's talked a lot about the activities. Is it Elise? I thought her name was Elsie. I thought it was Elsie. I wait for her. You wait for Elise? She's coming tonight. Will you be here tonight when she comes?
The owner of this house, a friend of ours, is going to be disappointed if you don't come talk to us. She said you would. Is there a Steve in this house? Please come talk to us, Steve. We also read a story about a Joseph. I believe he fell down the mine that's not far from here. Is there a Joseph here? Maybe he was brought here to be taken care of after he fell. Before the funeral. We also read about a William who died in the creek. Or by the creek. Is there a William in the house?
Oh, I'm smelling something. It smells like a...
Now hold on a second, we gotta talk about this guy, William. William Holder was married to Margaret Guerra, also known as Maggie. Maggie was the second owner of the home, who purchased the home by herself for $450 back in 1877. The thought is that she was running a brothel. Well, good for her for being a woman and buying the home back then. Nonetheless, William has been known to haunt this house. Oftentimes he has been seen looking dirty and grimy, which seems appropriate for a blacksmith. But oftentimes, scents are associated with him as well. The sudden onset of this musty scent as soon as Jason asks about William is nothing short of a coincidence and is not going to be the last time that we feel William's presence while in the home.
With him?
It's over here. It's like a little must.
Is that someone in the closet with Chad?
Is it my own? Oh, there's strong smell. Oh, I've got goosebumps. It's very musty.
Is someone in the closet with Chad? You want us to stay here? You want us to go? I don't know if you want us to stay or go. Leave? You want us
The second evening of our investigation, Elsie agrees to drive over an hour to come investigate the home with us. A highly intuitive empath, she has a great connection with the spirits in the home, and in speaking with other investigators who have rented out this VRBO, they state that the activity kicks up even further when Elsie is around. Now, my goal was to film some of the history that Elsie had told us as soon as she came over to the home, but unfortunately our audio and video guy was not ready when she came in and didn't get that recording. Elsie does have access to the basement of the home, and while the kitchen and restroom are available to renters of the home, there is a locked off portion that she has access to. This is where she claims the portal is, and that's where we'll begin night 2 of our investigation.
Okay, so what I wanted to show you is you see it?
Yep.
Oh, yep.
That wasn't me.
Oh.
That
Do
was
you
here
see it?
before me.
Okay.
So,
Is this where you think the portal is?
yeah, I happened to walk down here one day with a black light, and I was like, what is that? So, the portal, we can get to it from the other side since I blocked it, because I don't like that door open ever. I believe is right on the other side of that door.
Oh, I see. The way this works is that you can use different energies that maybe you have to, if we ask you questions and the answer is yes, then either you can tap next to it or use any energy that you have to come close to it and it will set it off, and you can mark either yes or no to any yes or no questions that we may have.
Who's here with us? Here.
Is that here?
Who is here? Okay, so you know who I am.
Here.
We having a bunch of people just check in right now?
It sounds like there's a lot of people that might be here. Can you tell us your name?
Did I just say your name?
Did it?
I think it said Chad.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this yes no thing's a new thing. Can you try to use that?
So if you if you can maybe give it one more test run. Perfect. And that was magnetic field, which is great. Steve, are you the person who's using this equipment now?
No.
No. Okay.
Fred, are you using the equipment?
No.
No.
Linda, is that you?
The here?
Yeah.
Come inside.
You want us to go back in the house? Do you want us to go in the pink bedroom?
Yep.
But that says no, didn't it?
It didn't say that didn't go off, but that said yep.
It lit up. It lit up blue, but I didn't see.
Yes.
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 So they want us to go in the pink bedroom?
Okay.
Oh, again, yes.
Okay.
Wow.
You guys like having visitors?
We create these things.
Yes.
Yes. We create. That was creepy. We create these things that are videos where we can capture this moment and then send it to other people who are able to view it online through this portal on these little tablets. Maybe some of the people who watch this will come to this home. Is there something you would like them to bring or even know about if they're coming to visit you at this home?
Yes.
So I want to pause for just a second. We were down in that basement for just about an hour. And while I didn't edit out anything that would take away from the credibility of the evidence that you're seeing, I will note that in real time, I didn't recognize how often my name was being called. And so you don't really see a response from me after the first episode, which in real time, I'm kind of wondering whether or not I truly heard my name being called or not. And so when we investigate, we can really start to see that some of these spirits may in fact have quite a bit of intelligence with them, especially when they're calling out my name. But this isn't the last of the spirits interacting with not only me, but with other members of the team as well.
Is this Steve? No.
Still.
But who's stuck down here?
I don't know we ever got a solve.
Can you leave this basement? I stuck?
Yeah.
Did you die here? Yes.
Did someone hurt you here before you died?
I'm worried. Is that what that
And I
says?
said yes.
Okay, so one of the murders that happened, so you guys go ahead and say yes or no if this is your story. One of the murders that happened in this house was in 1935. Francesco. Yes?
No.
No. Are you Amato?
No.
No.
Oh,
Should we try another story?
wow.
Is this John Guerra?
No on temperature too.
No.
Okay, no, it's not.
Oh shit. William, is this you?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, William. This is going crazy too.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's back to orange.
Mm-hmm. There it is, orange again.
William, should I tell your story?
Yes.
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 All right. So, Maggie died after their son died, unfortunately, too. So Maggie ended up dying. I'm not sure where. They still had 2 daughters remaining. One ended up living in this house. Maggie's brother and his family moved into this house.
It feels like there's
I've got
multiple.
something going on. Okay, I need you to step away from me, please, and go back over there. If you want to communicate with me, I need you to do it with that box, and I need you to stay away from me. Is this William? Are you done talking? Should I tell the William story anyways? Yes.
Wow.
So, in 1909, on Wednesday morning, a body of William Holder, a well-known character around here, was found dead in the North Fork of the Jackson Creek at Jackson Gate. He was a blacksmith and worked for the Chichizola at the gate. The cabin where he lived was situated across the creek from the store. The evening before the night was dark and tempestuous. Deceased was a victim to the liquor habit, and it's supposed that in attempting to cross the narrow footbridge or plank where his body lay, he missed his footing and fell into the creek and was drowned. His feet were in the water, but the greater part of his body was on the bank. However, the water had been considerably higher during the night. Coroner Potter held an inquest Wednesday, and the jury finding a verdict of accidental drowning. He was 54 years of age. So, Chad, you're a doctor. Do you drown with your feet?
Usually not the cause of death for drowning.
Were you murdered? Do you know?
No.
Was it an accident?
It wasn't an accident and he wasn't murdered. What else is there?
Did you do it on purpose?
Had he just gone through a divorce, lost a kid, anything?
Lost a wife, lost his son.
Wow.
And then, again, when that happened, I think one of his daughters went to live with Maggie's sister in San Francisco, but I can't really find a record. Yes. And then the other one would have lived here with Frank and his family.
So here we are back with Mr. William. And after just discovering that he reportedly drowned in a creek, which we're still trying to figure out, Elsie, again an empath, begins to feel some discomfort in her chest. Immediately after that, upon evidence review, we hear a deep breathing into the microphone. Can't help but think, but someone who was drowning might also have some chest discomfort and difficulty breathing.
Have you seen the picture?
Yes.
Says yes.
Have you seen the picture that we have that was taken in that mirror? I mean, I could try to show it.
Yes.
Is that your family picture?
No.
No?
Can you confirm that? Was that your family in the photo?
For the record, I hope it is.
No.
I don't want there to be 5.
No, again.
I don't want there to be 5 more ghosts that I don't know about in this house. I'm just saying.
We'd like to go up to that pink room.
Do you want to come up with us? Will you come up there with us? See, usually when he is seen, it's like where now the washer and dryer is. Like he's been seen by so many people there, like before that washer and dryer from like the first day. And it smells like campfire a lot of times because he was a blacksmith. So we'll smell like the campfire smell. And the tenants down in the apartment, they noticed it first. And I was like, oh, well, the people across the creek have like a barbecue pit, like fire pit. Are you sure they weren't?
To finish off our investigation, we head upstairs to the pink room. This is the area yesterday where we captured the SLS figure that Annie saw and mentioned that she didn't feel comfortable staying overnight in the home. Before we can even get our video footage rolling, Annie has an experience. Unfortunately, Jason's audio was able to capture the beginning.
No, you can't.
No. No twice. Double nose.
Does that door close on its own over there? It does naturally.
Not usually.
It just closed. I opened it and it closed right.
Not usually. Like this thing. I remember
Yeah.
one day I came out and the door was closed, and I asked my mom. I said, "Did you close that door?" She's like, "I didn't even realize there was a door there." Can you stop?
I just opened it.
You're being excessive.
And then see, it stays open. I had it like that and it just started closing.
This thing's going crazy.
It was like this.
Yeah.
So it was like that, and then I thought it was on a hill.
She just
And it just did that.
She creaked the door open.
How
Yes,
far?
I heard-
How far
I
did
heard
it
an
close?
That was the
It was
door.
all the way back, and then it came like this.
I heard an in the house before. Mom was on the couch in there, and I was downstairs. We both heard it. She heard it downstairs. I heard it upstairs.
Uh-huh. So it sounded like that door, didn't it? Yeah. Is somebody
It was
here
all
closing
like
that door? Yes?
Yes.
And it was just like right there.
No.
Yes or no?
So it's not you doing it.
Did somebody close that door? Yes.
Temperature.
There's no
What was
vents
there?
down here either. Because there's a vent in the bathroom. There's no vents in the solarium at all, which is why it's always so hot down here.
Anyone who's back here, you're probably familiar with some of these devices, but the red dot, if you can
Did you
see
see
it,
that? It switched to the ABC and then switched back.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
some of these devices, but the red dot, Jason and I were here earlier in the pink room, and you had said that maybe you would come back later to chat when Elsie was here.
What were you guys using earlier? You said a spirit box?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes?
Should we use the same thing?
Yeah.
I mean, Jason,
If it works.
do you want to go back in there?
Yes.
Fine.
All right.
All right, guys. So we have so many ways for you to communicate with us in here, but I'm hoping you will talk so he can hear you in there. Is there anybody here who wants to talk to us?
No, almost felt like something tugged on the back of my shirt. I thought it snagged on something, but
There's nothing there.
Okay.
Are you guys touching Chad? Yes.
Start it.
What
Your
about
doctor.
Yeah, you're touching Dr. Chad? You don't usually touch men. Oh, thanks for the light too. Great. Who is this? Who are we talking to? Can you tell Jason in his ear who we're talking to?
All right, so Jason, the night before in that solarium, you captured the SOS figure. Great capture. We were just downstairs in the basement.
Yep.
We had everything go on with the envoy. And then we go upstairs and you have this nervous laugh when asking about going back to do more Estes method. Do you remember that? Like, what was going through your mind when we said, hey, let's go sit in the complete darkness in the pink room? No vision, no hearing for you. Just you and the ghosties.
There was something creepy about that pink room. I don't know if it's just the stories that we were told or, you know, stuff that had happened prior. It just felt creepy to me. And to not have any visual stimuli made it creepier.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, going through and editing this, as you'll see when you go back and watch this, my name is called specifically several times through the spirit box. And I assume this thing was talking about me. You're a doctor. It could have been talking about you. If it was talking about you, I don't know that we ever announced that you were a doctor. That's really creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a different level of haunt than what you and I have ever experienced.
Yeah, it's like it knew who we were from our life outside of the investigation. The fact that it brought in kind of our outside lives and what we do outside of the haunts or the investigations, more than coincidence, I think.
It's a different level.
Do you know who was in that picture that I have that we took in this mirror on the bed? This one's lighting up more than that one too.
Let's go back to this photo that Elsie is referencing. This mirror is sitting just behind where the camera is facing now. So you're seeing a reflection of the bed, and you can see several spirits appearing to sit on the bed that aren't there in real time. Now, let's run this clip back again, and as we go through it in slow motion, not only will you notice the activation of the EMF detector and of the REM pod, but also look at the only light anomaly that we captured during our entire 3-day visit to the VRBO. Certainly in combination with our equipment detection, this certainly seems like more than a coincidence.
Do you know who is in that picture? Yes or no?
These are going off at the exact same
Help
time.
with.
What do you want help with?
It's just her, she's got bracelets on.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
But I don't know what would,
Yeah.
what's doing that.
What do you want help with? You have to tell him in his ear.
Are you
What
able
about the lantern over there?
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Yeah,
Is that?
It's not been moving. What about the lantern? Can you go and touch the lantern? The pink light? Okay, that's the wrong one.
on the table?
Yes.
For you.
Let me see if that's Sarah.
Please face there.
So you're gonna sleep in this room tonight, huh?
Nope.
That was Sarah. She dropped her phone.
Is there someone
Yes.
here who knows one of us?
I mean, besides Elsie.
Yes.
Everyone knows
Great.
Elsie.
Lengthy.
Lengthy, lots of people.
Who is that?
Who is Elsie?
Yes.
Is there someone here who knows Bridget?
Yes.
You want me to keep asking?
Yep. Go on ahead. I know what you're thinking.
Are you related to Bridget?
So is the person that you were thinking of, the answer would have been no?
No. Yes.
Because
that
you
would've
see
been
how
no.
they answer questions. They do it to me all the time. They answer questions before I ask them. And I
Yeah.
kind of sometimes find
No.
it annoying.
It would have been no. My heart is pounding.
Do you have any questions?
Trying to think of a yes or no. 152.
Are you making Bridget's heart rate go up?
Is it just an anxiety, or are you feeling it's something? It's somebody else's energy?
Former.
I feel like
Former what?
Yeah. So
probably a mixture.
This is what I do. I picture myself
Yeah.
like grabbing the energy and throwing it away. That's how I
Okay.
clear mine. So think of how you would
Okay.
throw away that energy that's not yours.
Okay.
So how are you got to do that? Get the energy out of you, because I have that problem a lot.
Even
So-
if you need to go out there and do it,
Yeah.
not in front of us.
Okay.
I'm like thinking of somebody who I
Do you want
Ask questions. It's okay.
is this who I think it is? I'm not sure what else to ask.
Are you following Bridget even though she's asked you not to? I'm gonna change this device.
Did you
It's like
pass? Did you pass away recently?
Leave it, Shad.
B plus.
Does that mean anything to you?
B plus.
Yeah. Your name's Bridget. But
Yeah.
B plus.
No,
What if I change it to the alphabet?
that's okay.
First.
Yeah.
I'm going to change this to
You
the
keep saying
alphabet.
no every time you say you're going to change it.
It's like, no, don't do that.
I got this. The alphabet's hard.
Yeah, it is a lot harder.
All right, Annie, that sequence, pretty intense. Who do you think was communicating with you?
I just had a feeling it was somebody that I had lost last fall, almost right away when we started communicating. And then, even more so when I felt my heart starting to pound.
And that heart issue, which we don't have to get into much, but that's been something that's been of concern to you even since we were at Bethany's.
Yes.
And has just been odd.
Yeah, it really has.
I was really hoping that by switching the envoy to the alphabet, that someone would spell out their name. In retrospect, we had so much communication with the yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I wouldn't have switched it, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Definitely a creepy interaction.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think to set that up a little bit more for people, you were standing right in front of the mirror in that room,
Mm-hmm.
and you were holding a K2 EMF. And what started that entire sequence is that your K2 was going off at the same time as the K2 on the bed.
Yes.
And so we were trying to figure out if there was something, a cell phone or
Mhm.
something that was setting that off. And then we had all those other answers. So
Yeah.
definitely a bizarre interaction.
It sure was.
Now that mirror,
Mm-hmm.
Elsie didn't seem to think that the mirror was a portal. However, you standing in front of that mirror and then the chain of events that we just saw was certainly odd.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
also not your first time having an odd interaction in front of a mirror. We had the event at the Family Tree restaurant here in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
You went in front of a mirror screaming Bloody Mary
Mm-hmm.
and got a hiss.
No. No.
No, no, no.
Don't just like a bad thing. She was singing.
What was that?
No. No.
No, no, no.
Don't just like a bad thing. She was singing.
What was that?
Yes.
Probably not something at this point in time that you would go back and do again.
Correct.
Have you ever had thoughts about mirrors and portals? I mean, this sounds so wild, right? Like,
Sure.
at least for me, and you as well, this background of science and medicine, like having to
Mhm.
prove things. Is there something to this?
I mean, the correlation, I guess we could just go based off of our experiences, but certainly there's got to be something to it, and what we experienced at Bethany's, and yeah, the one at Family Tree Inn was pretty creepy.
Well, nonetheless, I think you should stay away from mirrors when it
I
comes to
think
ghost
so.
hunting here in the future. So hopefully we can learn from this
Noted.
event.
Did you come through the mirror?
No.
Do you tag along with Bridget?
No.
Okay, now who's here? Did you used to live in this house?
Yes.
Did you sleep in this bedroom? That is my least favorite thing, so if you could stop that, that'd be great.
Yes.
Is this Linda? I'm gonna start naming names. If you're one of our house ghosts.
No.
Fred?
No.
William?
Yes.
Okay. You're
Back to William.
back to chatting. Is Maggie here too? Like in the house?
Yes.
Is she in this room?
Yes.
Did you used to sleep in this room? What was that?
Is a whisper way behind or left behind?
How many spirits are in this room?
Whisper.
I almost heard, I think I heard 4
I
times.
heard 4.
Are there 4 spirits in here? Yes. And that said yes, and that said yes. He's such a Zach Baggins. Yeah, I heard. I think somebody's there. No, like a human. No?
No,
No.
there's something in that closet.
Is there something in the closet?
There's nobody that
There is
just.
something in that
Is there someone in the closet?
That's
Yes.
not Jamie.
Jamie's not over here.
Oh my god, it sounded like somebody walked down
That's
the
why I thought
hall
it was
and
like
got into
human.
the closet.
I
Yeah.
thought there was a human
It
like
sounded
coming
like
down
Jamie.
the...
Oh my god.
So, Jamie, based on what you just heard, first of all, confirm you were not in the room
No.
when that happened. You were in the front room with Sarah.
Yeah. I went to go check on her because she had been quiet for a while.
Now, you are our resident skeptic.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about those footsteps?
That's really creepy. I mean, the house is very old and like squeaky, but it doesn't really just make noises on its own.
Typically, houses don't.
Yeah. I mean, not that much.
Right,
That was
right,
pretty
right.
significant.
So there you have it, Bethany's home sweet haunted home. Well, after seeing the footage here, I want everyone out there to know that there was also probably another hour of footage that we could have added in of direct responses from the spirits, most of which seem to be centered around William. When it comes to diagnosis of this haunted VRBO, again, I must reiterate that nothing felt evil or demonic there, and certainly a safe place to have as a vacation rental. With that being said, having my shirt tugged, my name called, we had potential EVPs and direct responses over and over from nobody but William. This place has to be haunted. And while my background makes me want to have proof, having proof of the paranormal may just be something that we never fully run into. With that being said, I think this place is completely haunted. As for the rest of the crew, are you convinced ghosts are real? You're close. You're closer. Admit you're closer.
I'm closer.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's definitely something paranormal going on there.
I think it's haunted. I think there's some pretty intelligent hauntings there for some of the interactions that we experienced.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. So yesterday when we had left, the door wasn't locked, but it was, oh shit. It was at least closed like that. And now it's open. What was that? What was that? Bridget just left. It's just a chair. Hello? Did you come from the basement door? So I don't know what that was. We came in just for a final check of the house, grab our stuff. And we found that the door was open. And then we heard a squeak or something upstairs, and there's nobody else up there. I wonder if it came from right there. Come and check the place out for yourself. Bethany's Home Sweet Haunted Home. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you find while you're here. Happy hunting.